good with it, in the hood with it. Gunners Collective, you see it. They steady trying to be it, man. Trip out in a menudo style, in a direct fashion. I wanted to get straight to another spiel today. The double up guard. Say it with your chest when we call it the bubble up, right? Definitely the bubble up. No, gente, I didn't say the bubbler, the 10 to tour. I said the bubble up. But as you can tell by those individuals that are on the thumbnail, they tend to 2 to 10 different times, right? Now, trip out on this. I wanted to talk about when your homeboys, your righteous camaradas, the people you mess with, man, turn on you, right? They turn on you over that bubble stick, over that apparatus, over that yoker that they're smoking on, right? Drugs, man, they play an intricate part into a lot of people's lives and they just can't get over it, you know? Everybody in the past has indulged. You know, everybody in the past, hey, rolling up, eh? So que con un pinche toque. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see what that be like one time. You know what I mean? So yeah, trying to torta that one. A lot of people get involved in it, and some people can handle it. They're weekend warriors. It just is what it is, and some people just can't handle it. It gets too funky for them. They can't keep up with the magic stick, right? Or they're trying to keep up with the magic stick two-fisting, and it's because they're all maniaced out because they're off that shit. Now, when you have good camaradas, good homeboys, friends you grew up with, and you see them go that route, man, it's hard to detour them from that. You know, I wanted to tell a story about these two white guys I know. You know, these guys on the thumbnail, this ain't them. Beavis and Butthead, now that ain't them. But these guys are similar to the type of individuals that I know. There was two homeboys out of Merced. They were white guys, right? They were from a gang called the Dirty White Boys. Woods, you know, if they were ever to be incarcerated, sprinkle them in, brother. They'd be Woods, and that's what it was. But I used to run tough with these guys. I knew them. They weren't really into the dope game like that, man. They were kind of just like sympathizers to the Northern cause. Everybody knew them. Everybody messed with them. And they were righteous dudes, cool dudes. The type of individuals can get you anything you want. You want a fat torta? Got you. You want a tamale? How the fuck you guys know about tamales? I know where to get them, no, right? They knew where to go to get anything. They were a couple righteous dudes. Now, at the end of the day, they weren't the type of individuals you would take to the party to go kick it with chicks, but they were the type of homies that you would call to get a ranfla you could borrow to go pick up the chicks, right? So they were always homeboys that were utilized for different various things, but they had love. You know, if they needed our backup or we needed their backup, they'd come. Look at what I got. Bro, what is that? That thing looks like it shoots both ways. It does. That way I have to hit everyone on the side and you guys could get in the middle. Orale, allegedly. Right? That's just the type of guys they were. But they were cool white dudes. I had grown up with them. I had known them since elementary school. We went to Franklin Elementary out there in the Beechwood area of Merced. Out in the country, man. So they were just cool people. Anyways, growing up, I started to notice one got on one a little bit. And when I say on one, I mean a great one. Okay? The type of author that'll stick bones in his fucking nose and feathers in his head. I think he was Cherokee. He just started to go that route, and his carnal, his brother, his homeboy, or wasn't his homeboy, it was his brother, started to dibble and dabble, and it looked like this, you know, they were getting their Heisenberg on, you know, they were getting their Jesse Pinkman on, and I started to notice them go downhill fast. Now, when it's your homeboys, you can only advise them. You know, this shit happened to me recently. I'm gonna give you guys the rundown. Just wait. You can only advise them. Now, these two guys weren't trying to hear anything anyone had to say, and they started to go into the abyss worse and worse and worse. I know a lot of us have had homeboys like that. You know, I had a homeboy, man, he used to ride up on a beach cruiser, right? This homeboy had a badass old lady, a Cutlass Supreme, a Lincoln Town car on Dayton's, a big-ass house. I mean, he was doing big things. Next thing you know, 2 years later, smoking, right? He was on a beach cruiser, feathers in his head, homes, looking for whatever he can come up on. So I was scared. Look what I got in my backpack. Wait up, unzip it as I'm driving. Hey, motherfucker, slow down. Wait up, just unzip it, hey? Look and see what I got. What's that? Hey, bro, that's one of the things you can use to take fucking Cadillac converters. Bang, bang, I'm on, right? So I was got, hey, can you use one? Can you use one? Can you give it? I got you. That's the type of individual he was. I didn't understand how he lost his way. Well, anyways, back to the two white guys. So they lost their way, like way down in the deep abyss. And these vatos actually pulled a Harley, man. They went out to Modesto. They were hanging around some motorcycle club, right? And I guess they got some intel that it was popping way out in the middle of the country with this motorcycle club. This motorcycle club had to grow, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. You'll hear the story, but so they went out there to bust a Harley to fucking come up, right? But they were all spun to the gills, spun out, right? On a mission. And a lot of us that caught wind that they were going to do this because they were telling everybody. Like my boss was, hey, well, I got to come up and we're going to come up before we come down. I guarantee that, right? Like, look, bro, slow down. You're playing with the wrong people. These individuals ain't fucking around, bro. You better leave these guys alone. Nope, wasn't no never mind to us, right? They were going to leave them alone. Not even the guard could have helped them. These guys were on a mission, about their mail from the hillside of Vallejo. So anyways, they went into the spot, man. Needless to say, man, they went to thing thinking that the people weren't there and the people were waiting on them. Word had got back to these gente that these Vatos were planning on pulling a lick on their spot, and they waited in the cuts, man. And these Vatos were shotgunned to death, both of them, right? Now they did an extensive amount of time here and there, county jails. Those that know who I'm talking about, they know them. Those that don't, pensan la tira, you don't. But yeah, that showed me right there, that drugs and what it can do to your mind. Everybody in the town is thinking, what are you going to go do? So we might as well just eat popcorn and watch them do this lick, because they let everybody know what they were going to do, and they even let the gente know. And they ended up getting engaged to death, man. A lot of people got incarcerated on that. It was a big thing. And it was a toe-up situation, and that showed me the decline of Scante and what it can do to you. What it can do to your insight, to your mind state, and everything. So anyways, just recently I had a homeboy. I wouldn't even really call him a homeboy. I call him an acquaintance. And I've watched him deteriorate, slowly but surely. And it's a cold game. When you try to reach out to someone and you're like, hey, bro, just let it go. Or, hey, bro, the shit ain't for you. Or, hey, bro, fucking, pensa la tira, homes. Pay attention to what your familia and what you got going on. And they're like, no, I got this. I'm good. I know how to handle it. And then they'll call you 3 or 4 days later and be like, man, I was on a sick one the other day, but I haven't done it for 3 days. So I'm good. Those type of homeboys, you can only sympathize and feel for them. When you're watching them right before your eyes deteriorate, change. It's kind of like YouTube. YouTube is like a drug for some. They just can't handle it. They deteriorate right before their eyes. They'll go from having a nice channel, pushing a positive message, having gente behind them and gente really feeling that what they got going on. And deep down inside they're bullshitting. Deep down inside, man, this Vato's just trying to make some money. This Vato ain't really about what he's saying. But at the end of the day, hey, to each their own. If he wants to put a little crema on the tacos and people like to eat crema, only, right? And then you watch him for one reason or another get involved in the spoon or get involved in the R or get involved in whatever he gets involved in. And his mind starts to cloud, and everyone that helped him or everyone that continues to help him, he starts to turn it on him. Chicano style, right? He starts to hit the Chicano U-turn. Well, wait up. In this case, some of them ain't Chicano, but he likes to hit the Chicano U-turn on him and start to believe that they're out to get him and they're manipulating the masses. And it's all about, and some of the things that they've done and they've said on YouTube and some of the things that they've done in real life start to get all gelled together, man. And they don't understand what they're doing. And they could blame it on the SAC or they could blame it on the MAC. One thing, they ain't gonna blame it on me because I ain't no knack, right? But they continue to spiral out of control, and their channel goes from being a decent, positive, progressive channel making moves and helping people into a troll channel. And so all they can do is constantly wolf on someone or talk about someone or have something to say about someone. And it's very unbecoming and it's very childish to be a chismosa, to continue every time you wake up in the morning, gotta get up and say, I'm gonna get going, gonna see 2 tortas of mine. You're gonna do that. A homeboy's getting at you. Did you see what this puto said about you? Or do you see what this guy said about you? The same homeboy who you try to help build up. It starts to get you feeling some type of way where you're like, man, after 2 or 3 weeks of this shit, I must address it, right? And then you get all kinds of hate. Well, why are you even speaking on it? Because Vato needs help. Intervention. You ever watched it? He's catfishing people. He needs intervention. He's lying. It's not his fault, though. Are you mad at him? Nope. Can't never be. Can't be mad at someone that can't help themselves. Can't help it. The bad got his mind going crazy. So that I look at it from a point of vantage, an vantage point from the top, looking at the bottom, and I'm saying, damn, pobrecito, people need help. Okay, now I'm not speaking on any particular individual. For those of you that are going to go run back and cry because of the shit going on with me and a certain dude, man, he's doing what he does, man, and I wish him the best. But at the end of the day, man, we know how that's going to end up. What I'm talking about is other individuals that I see spiral out of control. We had a dude like Big JD. I used to watch his prison channel. And I used to like it. From the outside looking in, I really loved his channel, man. He was from down south, Southern California, a white guy. But I could identify with him in the fact that he had been incarcerated. He went through a lot of wars. He had good war stories, and I liked that he was straight up, to the point, raw and direct. He didn't hold no punches. I watched him completely spin out of control, and I watched his channel decline. I watched the trolls get to him. I watched him actually start to indulge with the trolls and go back and forth and get worse worse and worse every day. To the point I was like, wow. Now there's another guy, man. I was just talking to Dubs about him the other day. He also has a channel. I forget his name right off the top of my head, but man, this guy the other day, I seen him in a car crying, begging and pleading for help, for intervention. That's an unfortunate situation, man. Like I said, not only is it the drug, man, but it can be, YouTube can spin you up too. It can mess your mind up. It can get you to where you hate certain guys that ain't even doing nothing to you just because they're prospering. See, me, myself, I don't hate the next man if they're prospering. Never shall, never will. If they're coming up, bam, do that. You're a role model for me. I'm trying to come right behind you so I can come up too. But on my own merits, right? I'm not going to step on anyone and slander people to get there, man. I'm just going to get there when I get there. If I never get there, at least I achieved by trying. I tried my best. If I do get there because I got the charisma to get there, then that is what it is. But I will never belittle anyone or talk shit about them just to do it, man. I'm not into sabotage, and definitely not into self-sabotage. That's what I'll never do, But yeah, I've noticed that, in real life, like I said, with those two brothers, man, and a lot of different my homeboys, that I don't want to speak on, so they're near and dear to my heart, that have went out of control off the drugs, man, went out of control off of what's going on. And it's only getting worse nowadays. We're seeing it, people are overdosing. We're just seeing a lot go on in our communities and around us. And it's like, damn, bro, it's happening every day. We're losing family members. We're losing friends. We're losing loved ones. Canales. We're losing people that are near and dear to our hearts. And there's nothing we can do to prevent it. All you can do for another grown man is give him advice. But he's still young. He's going to get with someone like me one of these days. But until then, what you got to get on and do? You got to get on out of here with that alley cat, cobra, hush puppy, cupcake I saw you with. Because you just mess. Silly rabbit. Tricks are made for kids. You know that. You without me is like cornflake, and you ain't never going to get no milk. You're just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Don't grab them nuts. Now, look. Recently, there's been a lot of drama in YouTube. Not only concerning me, but a lot of other people. And I think the bag and I think the YouTube medicina has a lot to do with it. It becomes addicting to go online, to go on live all the time, to, feel some justification, to have friends. When you don't have friends that you can really turn to and call and be like, hey, homie, how you doing this morning? When your only friends or people that you mess with, you always got to ask them for something. Hey, bro, can I borrow this? Or hey, bro, you got this for me? Or hey, bro, the times are rough. I'm struggling. Get off your ass and get a job done. That's what I want to say. One thing I will say is this, though. A lot of people that don't have these friends in real life because they're not able to forge bonds and build friendships because they're all up in the bag. What happens is they turn to YouTube as an outlet, as a way to express themselves, as a way to gain some popularity and a way to gain friendship through people that don't even know you. So you need to be able to decipher real ones from real fake ones. There's a lot of people that are just watching YouTube merely for the entertainment value, some for the education value, and some because they're bored and they ain't got nothing better pinchy do, right? I'm one of those individuals. I like to be educated. I like to watch shit that really pertains to my life and can help me to build a better me. If it's funny, if it's entertaining, I'll watch it for a minute or two. But for the most part, I like things that are building me. Things that will educate me, things I didn't know. Oh, Spencer, I didn't know that about that dude. That's cool, right? Or damn, that's true. That was crazy, right? But when I turn on lives or I turn on things and it's just merely cagada and people talking about each other and people manipulating each other, it just becomes redundant. It becomes frivolous. It becomes cagada, bullshit. And I don't want to pay attention to it. I've always tried to be a channel that has been uplifting, trying to bring the people together, trying to set a positive note, man. Even if I'm not a real positive channel, like I said, I'm not negative, positive, I'm real. I've always had this agenda that I'm pushing and try to do it as such. And when other individuals try to bring me down, man, I lift myself back up and I try again, because that's what I'm going to continue to do. Can't no one break me because no one didn't make me. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I does. Now, all this slandering comments from characters and people that are talking shit out there, I'm going to take it as you're in the spoon, you're in the bag, and your mind's not right. Because if you really see what I see and what real people with common sense see, then you would know, damn, gun, help them. I'm trying. I've been trying for the longest. But it just, you can't help no one that can't help themselves. Or someone that really consciously in their mind thinks that they don't need help and that they're right and you're wrong. When that's not the case, man. That is never the case. But I just think it's unfortunate that people, can find themselves having a channel, a great channel, and then turning it into a troll channel where it's just constantly about other people. Now, I'm not talking in particular to myself. I go through my motions how I go through my motions. I'm in the Pacific to be specific, right? Guard! Ain't no stopping us, no stopping. No one does it better. I said no one does it better. No one does it better, right? I'm gonna do what I does. I'm gonna, and that's the struggle, and that's the real life. But for other people that are going through a different type of struggle, the struggle with putting the pills down in the bag, I say, man, give it a few days. Go take a nap, homie. Go take a nap. Give it about 3 days. Take a rest, and then see how you feel after. See if you have that same energy with the same gente, man. Think about the ones who supported you and the ones that showed you love. Instead of belittling them and talking shit about them at every chance you get on every live, jumping on everybody's lives and doing all that. They're weird. The wind's not blowing like that. It just becomes, I don't know. The fakery just gets more and more. When at the end of the day, man, you used to rock with someone. Now you want to sock with someone. You know what I mean? And try to make it like, oh, they're scared and this and that. Come on, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? Let that shit go. You should know a motherfucker better than that. I'm just saying, it's an ugly world that we live in, gente. Very simplistic. I'm going to be, the simplicity of it is real. Word of the day, simplicity. The simplicity of it is real. It's a very ugly situation when people can't get away from the bag. Okay, and I don't mean the feria. The feria. No, I mean the... You know what I'm saying? Here, put the lighter closer. Put the lighter closer. One of those. And then individuals start fabricating stories and formulating plots. And hey, man, I think these people are out to get me. And I think this one, man, you'll turn on your own homeboys. You'll turn on the people close. Notice how they always do that. Notice how a thief will always steal from the people, his own familia. He'll always steal from the people closest to him because they're not expecting it. It's the same thing with the fucking addict, Holmes. They'll steal from the one homeboy that's looking out for him, the homeboy that's giving him advice, the homeboy that's looking out. Those are the ones that they throw under the bus and they talk shit about. You never noticed that? Or am I the only one around here? Guard, you noticed that? I fucking noticed it. I noticed it too. To what degree of noticing did you notice? I noticed that you noticed that I noticed. Then we both noticed. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to say it with my chest on pow, bro. When I say the same homeboys that used to rub shoulders with and elbows, homes that used to be there in the trenches with you, that you used to fuck with, they used to call you every fucking day to talk shit about everyone else and you held the mud, right? The same homeboy who you sent pictures of some fucking hyena dancing, still got the videos at your pad just the other day. You know what I mean? These homeboys, now all of a sudden they're the bad guy. Get out the bag. Get out the bag, and take a nap. And rethink the situation, man, and know that in your heart of hearts, man, you really just want to be friends. You really just want that, man. It's not no gay shit. It's not no weird shit. You just want a friend, man. You need a hug. Guess what? I don't like hugging men. Bedtime. It's never been my thing. I'm not into it. But I definitely know a couple of authors that will, if you really need that. Go to Craigslist, about the back page. Remember we used to do that to find people? Bang, bang. So anyways, with that being said, man, we need to be as gente, as good raza. We need to help our loved ones and help the people around us, our friends, our family, to get up out the bag, man, to take a nap so that they can get their mind right, so they can shine right. As far as what's going on here on YouTube with these people becoming trolls because they're all weirded out and they're tripping, you can only do so much for them. At the end of the day, they make their own decision as grown men. Respect them. Don't keep this bullshit going, man. Stick to your word. When you say, hey, man, I don't want no problems, I just want to do good, then do that. Just shut the fuck up and everything will be fine. With that being said, I want to throw that out there one time for mine. It was just a little something on my mentality, man. I'm tired of seeing Beavis and Butthead look like Beavis and Butthead. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing people all weirded out, sweating on camera, and shit's just weird. I went through some situations, like I said, on the streets where homeboys were just all faded and fucked up, man. I myself, have been there and done that. Not fucking that bad, but, I've been to where I think they're going to try to kill me. Everyone goes through their paranoia or their anxiety. It's normal. But to keep it going, it seems like every time you talk to an individual, I haven't got high for 3 days. Well, I just talked to you 2 days ago. Guard! You know what I mean? Bang, bang. It's weird. With that being said, I hope that you move with a purpose. Get every single thing that you want coming to you. Help those that are around you, man. It's an ugly world we live in, and it keeps getting uglier. Shit, it's even uglier on YouTube. Every time I turn on the TV, every time I turn on my radio, I hear my name. Gunner this, Gunner that, Gunner this. Get off my peeps. I told you guys a long time ago. Get off my peeps, please already. Stop. You like me? Thumbs up. Don't. Down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears this bull's crown. I'm going to stay flying flossy and do what I does, man, like I used to bump the Mossy. You know what it is, man. Hey, back in the days, Westheimer said, rolling with that Northside posse. You know what it is, the gun. Bang, bang. And in that fashion.